Welcome to Crafting Sunday. Crafting Sunday. Let me see. Do I have my tag? I'm not prepared at all. Here we go. Crafting Sunday. Oh, that's Painting Saturday. Crafting Sunday. What we're going to try today is try to make a paper mache box. I found this out in the yard. I was looking for my roses, but some damn deer ate all the roses. So what I'm going to be attempting to do today is I need to make a box for my DIY Oracle cards. So I have some Oracle cards that I made. I have two. I've been keeping them in this little thing here. I don't really like, I like boxes. I don't really like little bags for my things. I'm just going to put this here until somebody comes in. Maybe nobody comes in. I don't know. So I got my homemade Oracle cards. This is a crosswords Oracle, and this is like an answers card. And I want a box to put them into. So I was thinking about making a paper mache box to put them into. Now, I don't really know if this is going to work at all. I'm just going to use these boxes like a model form. And we'll just go from there. I got the paper mache glue. It's left over from like 10 days ago, so I don't really know if if it itself is even going to work. So this is a lot of unknowns today, a lot of unknowns. So what I'm going to start first by is taking some shrink wrap here. Actually, if it was in the cling film, that's what it's called, cling film, if you watch that movie Full Monty and other like British comedies and so forth. And so take the cling film. I'm going to put the cling film on here. Then we're just going to grease it up real good. Little cling film. That should work. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it won't work at all. I don't really know. This is unknown, uncharted territory where I am working out of here. Let's try to make this as flat as possible. Cling film. Okay, I'm gonna take that, and then we're gonna take this Vaseline, because everybody just loves Vaseline. Ooh, look at that. That's got some nice, good Vaseline. I'm gonna put that glass of Vaseline right on here. Grease it up. I'm just gonna grease it up real good. A lot of good, ooh, look at that. Some good textures here. I'm going to put that on there. Ooh, look at that's really slick. Really slick there. A little more Vaseline. Ooh, got a big load of it here. There we go. This is some real good ASMR today. I'm actually doing real ASMR. Not kind of like fake ASMR. Just going to stroke it up and just get it all nice and slick. Thank you. Thank you, Linda Large. We are trying to do some real ASMR today with paper mache. I got to get this stuff off my fingers. Oh, I hope I got towels and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to make a paper mache box for my Oracle cards. Did I show you my flower? No, you wait and see what I'm gonna do. I got this stuff here. This should work. It's paper mache goo. Should be just enough for this project here. Okay, we're gonna I'm going to take it like this. Start laying the stuff on here. I think I'm just going to tear the paper. I'm going to not put the paper mache glue onto the surface of the plastic because I want to see if I can get that off. Hi, Sam. Welcome. Heavens, how's Spain? How are things in Spain these days? I think we want to do this a little differently. Yeah. We are here with good old-fashioned Sunday paper mache. And just put little pieces here. Raining. Oh, since the hurricane. It's supposed to start raining here tomorrow. It's really nice. I'm not going to stay on that long today because I want to go outside, and I just got out of church like about an hour ago, and so had my Sunday morning pancakes, which I make after church, not every Sunday, but a lot of Sundays I make pancakes. But they were gluten-free because my mom's on a gluten-free diet, and I'm semi-diabetic, so I gotta be careful of my my carbohydrate content. But you don't care about that. We're here doing paper mache. Yeah, it's that. You're young, but you also have old people in your life, and I'm an old person now. I don't feel like an old person, but I am literally an old person. Oh. So we'll just put this down here like that. It's not going to stick very well. So I want to kind of craft a nice top on the box too, but I'm not going to do that today. I could probably do a paper mache pop-up like in the middle of the week, maybe Tuesday afternoon. I really don't know. It all just depends. I got a lot of pokers in the fire, right? You feel like one, like an old person? Yeah, you know what? It does. You do feel that way until you actually are. You become an old person, and I'm not really I'm not really an old person. And oh yeah. Well, it's not really the aching body thing. It's more the I drink 10 cups of coffee a day and it doesn't do anything. Oh, you got gym. Are you taking what else are you taking in school? You have gym class and then what else are you what you got going on? Do you swim, Sam? Are you a swimmer? Okay. Yeah, I used to when I lived in town, I used to go swimming too, go swim laps and stuff like that. Oh, scuba certificate. Wow. One of my cousins, until he got into an accident on his motorcycle, he used to do that. He used to do deep sea diving for his job. He would go down and work on the offshore oil drilling rigs and go fixing the down there way deep. But then when he had got into a motorcycle accident, then he ended up needing a plate in his head, and so that ended that career for him. Oh, I see. So you go to a neighboring village. Well, we have a pool in my neighborhood, but it's only open like 2 months out of the year. It's a little tiny thing, and so it's more or less just for women to go sunbathing in the summer, and then for little kids to go swimming and so forth. Oh, it happened. It happened years ago. Now I think but yeah, it was years ago when it happened. I'm wanting to say that it's probably been 10 years ago when he got into the accident, and so it does leave a scar. It meant that he couldn't work again after that because you can't go. He couldn't do the pressures, go down deep and do that. Yeah, I'm really ill prepared to do this today because I've been doing I've been doing these painting lives for the last several days, and so I'm switching gears. Eventually, where did my newspaper go to? hmm Yeah, yeah. So he like trained. He did his training where at the same place that they train Navy SEALs, and in in there's a on the West Coast there's a training. There's actually a couple of training schools on the West Coast for. Oh no, it's perfectly understandable. You don't have to come every. You come when you can. That's the important thing. I know it's not because you don't want to. I mean, you are a student, and it's very understandable. Your studies are very important. I'm just like I say, what I'm just some guy on the internet that's entertaining himself while um, he works as a caretaker for live-in at home take caretaker. So I'm if this ever became a paying thing, well, this then becomes my retirement job. Hold on a second. Sorry, my mother was asking me a question. I am going to... I need to have one of those little signs that says out on air. And even then, it really wouldn't matter. I had somebody barge in the door. Oh, so this is your last year of school. You're backing. What does that mean, you're backing? Baking. I got you. You're going to baker school. Yeah. Baker school. That's right. I remember you said that. Become a master baker. Yeah, I think this box thing ain't gonna work at all. You know, it might. Well, I think probably what I'll do is when I get done here, I will take it outside and get it started on the drying process, and then before it, then I gotta yank it out of the mold. Then yank it out of the mold. So it just depends on which bottom side do I use. This one over here or the other one. Yeah. But you know, sometimes when you're doing, people do these ASMR videos, it really doesn't have a point. It's going, you're just sort of doing something for the sake of doing it and for the sake of your entertainment. And rather than me making something for me that is might be potentially useful for me. Yeah. If this works, then I'll, since I'm making these oracle cards for some other people, yeah, this glue still works even after like 10 days. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, that's true. I find it entertaining to chat as well, because I don't actually get out that much anymore. Yeah, it's not a... Don't get out much anymore. Of course, I went to 2 funerals this week. It's all classmates from high school. It's one of my a person who was my age or a little bit younger passed away, and so that's where you think of, you know, you don't think of yourself as older, but when that starts to happen, it really throws you for a loop. That's all I can say. You'll understand. You'll understand. You know, when you're at your age group, when someone passes on from a disease, you kind of either stack it up to like a fluke or an accident or something like that. But oh yeah, well, I live miles and miles away from from lots of people. I mean, what would I do if I had some money? I would go down to that casino, which is not very far from where I live, and go put money into slot machines and pretend like I had friends or something like that. You go talk to the staff, and you get the illusion of company. But you know, I have my relatives. There's my neighbors. I occasionally talk to my neighbors. There's a little dog, little peewee dog. Hello, Zero. Welcome. I'm just flapping my yap zero and oh, look what I found out in the yard. I had on one of the no, I'm not going to be streaming tonight. I'm not going to be streaming until Tuesday. I take Mondays off completely, for the most part, off on and as soon as I get off turn the camera off today, I'm on my day off, and so I might come on. I'm gonna be continuing to do those paintings zero, but um, I'm not doing them on camera, and I probably am. I have some other projects that I'm working on, but I make a point of taking 24 hours off of like social media. It's not to say I'm not going to be looking at social media and all that. My goal is always to take one full day away from actually, even if I can do it from actually looking at social media, that would be like be be like the goal. But that it hasn't happened yet. But at this point in time, it's one day away from doing content creation, and so, but I will not do any content creation tomorrow night either. I'll probably do some editing. I will probably edit some videos because but I'm gonna see. Usually I take this time to talk to friends and do phone calling, or maybe I watch movies or do something like that. But for one's like well-being and their general well-being, it's kind of, I'm gonna get kind of preachy here about that, but taking off, it's not good for your brain to do social media, to be online all the time. And when you're young, like you guys are, you probably should take a day off every week. And yeah, just to, because you can process information better. Or it's I don't know if you have a spiritual life. You may have. It's not. I'm not saying you have to go. Be a active participant in a religion or something like that. But taking time to be in nature, to be quiet, to quiet your brains down. Oh, I started 23 minutes ago. I started 23 minutes ago, and I'm gonna probably cut it off at the 1 hour mark today, because it's really nice out and the rainy season's coming, and so I want to go outside and take a walk. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on today. So I got kind of preachy because that's where that old man part of me comes in, because I'm probably sounding like maybe your parents or someone else, and I talk about that or that generation that didn't grow up with online, because I was one from that generation that did not grow up with the internet. And because I didn't really get my first cell phone until I was like 30 something years old. Yeah, that's right. I was probably I was over the age of 30, almost 35, when I got my first cell phone. And it was like one of those little Nokias. and and um, and then the first time I had actually internet in my house, I was closer. Um, I was, yeah, like 40 years old when I had actual internet in my household, and I grew up without TV. So I don't know if that says anything about me. My dad didn't like the fact that I was watching TV. He grew up in a city, and then he moved out to a rural area. Yeah, yeah. Well, see, you're from the generation that has had social media and everything your entire life, and um, I'm not from that generation. I'm the same age as I'm like the same age as your parents or your grandparents. That's the way you would look at it, is that I'm from your grandparents. You're yeah. Actually Generation X. Um, if I was just a little bit, if I was a little, if my parents had started to have children just 4 years earlier, then I would be part of the baby boomer generation. But I'm just about 4 years away from being a baby boomer. but uh, but yeah, I'm like a well. That's actually probably a good idea. But I'm kind of I got like Facebook, and if it wasn't for family, class reunions, and all that stuff, and getting, or whatever, I probably would. I've been really wanting to delete my Facebook account really bad, but when I was at the funeral on Monday, and I was talking with people in my own class, and that's actually, I think it's pretty common about amongst people in my age group about, um, yeah, getting out and dirty about not really wanting to have not be on all the time. I do, and I have friends um, that don't do Facebook and don't do social media at all, and oh yeah, so I know that that's also a generational thing too, because most all the people on Facebook are like, yeah. Well, Wycliffe, welcome. Yeah, hmm I don't really consider YouTube social media. I don't really consider YouTube social media, but I know it is. And I don't have TikTok on my telephone. It came stock that way. I deleted to the TikTok, and then I recently got out of my, well, I still have my Instagram account, but it's, so I'm just never going to be one of those. Yeah, yeah. If I do any other platforms, it'll be in the future. If I could like do a, but I just don't see it. I spend enough time doing this channel that I don't really need to. I don't need to do anything else. It's not. Yeah. So it's yeah, if you do content creation, it's amazing how much time it costs you. Especially if you even when I'm doing this thing, I'm doing 4 live streams a week. I'm trying to make a paper mache box. That's what I'm doing, Mr. Whitecliffe. I don't think I want to waste my... Oh, let's just use this paper here. Yeah, box. I'm just doing... I think I'll use this. Newspaper is better, though. Wait, I got more newspaper down here. I'm just using the scraps of stuff I cut in the past. And... yeah. I actually looked down. I set my schedule by looking at the analytics, actually. If I were really doing more, I might do it earlier in the day, but I don't really go to bed until later. And then I'm trying to get to sleep earlier. And I got a lot on that side. Well, it is a kind of a room, too. It's a room, and it's a job, yeah. Well, if I were getting paid for it, it would be more like a job. I wonder what that would be like. Yeah. For the next channel. The next channel will be... I'm going to do another channel, but not yet. I haven't cracked the AVD thing. I'm still working on the average view. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but Sam, if you look at, let's say, you probably haven't seen her channel, but you may have seen her come into the stream before. Tropical Empress Tarot. Her channel has exploded. In the last month, she has gained almost 3,000 subscribers in the last month. And she hasn't monetized her channel yet that I know of. And she's doing tarot readings at like $10 a pop. Yeah. She's doing really well right now. It was just absolutely amazing. She just blew up. Literally. Her channel just blew up in September. Here's some more paper. So I'm like, yeah, 10 or 20 bucks. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just trying to get some more paper. I'm out of paper. And I'm not out of paper. It's just it's in the bottom of this bag here. Here we go. We need to get some more of that. I don't want to use the tissue paper either because it's really kind of hard to work with, you know. And so Amanda has what I'm gathering is that at that like 10, yeah. Yeah, so I'm gathering is that I know she's paying her rent off that channel, and so that's what's kind of it's really inspiring. You know, if you have like a skill like she does, because she's very talented, and yeah. Well, you know, you probably don't know the American poet writer Charles Bukowski, and he's been dead probably like 30 years now. But he worked in a post office most of his life, and then he got this lucky break, and somebody started a publishing company just to publish his work. And when he quit the post office and started writing full time, he said, and this is in his documentary, that he wrote a novel in less than 2 weeks. And when it was asked about it, he said, and it was this fear. He said fear because I didn't want to, I just quit my job, and I didn't know if I could do it or not. But he did it. He wrote this novel in like 20 weeks, and so that's 2 weeks, and so that's kind of like when I look at Amanda, and she struggled along. She started her channel in, I think it was June, and so she was struggling along with like 100 subs for just a short amount of time, maybe a little less. I don't really know. And then she moves and has a different location, a different environment. And then she starts doing these. Then for some reason she goes on and she does these. Like it was like a couple hour long live streams. The next thing you know, she's doing 8 hour long live streams, and she's getting 1,000 views an hour, and that seems to be about what she's doing right now. Is like 1,000 views in an hour, and just absolutely amazing. So anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about her. I'm just impressed to no end about that. It just shows that it is actually possible to it's possible to do things on YouTube. I think I'm just going to make it open on the bottom so I can get this thing out of here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out of here if I close it up on the bottom or the top. And so, yeah. Anyways. I would read some Charles Bukowski. His I like listening to his poetry. I have a, but it's too crass for me to read it on this channel. And I have actually a lot of poetry that's exactly like that too. That not like Charles Bukowski, but it's really crass. It's too crass to read in this setting. It's not a family-friendly, not family-friendly poetry. Mm-hmm. Glasses. Did I get that glue on my glasses? Yeah, you don't ever want to get glasses. Yeah, so this is what we're doing. I'm going to use up this glue, all of this glue, and I'm going to continue to weave this paper around here. Go clear around the box, and I'm going to leave it open-ended on the bottom, and then I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to go take a walk. And then I'm going to try and get a hold of my buddy and start my weekend. I do need to do more painting, though. I'm sorry, just going through a list. The list. I'm sure that your mother goes through lists all the time in her head about all the things that she needs to do. Does your mom work, or is she stay home, a stay-at-home mom, or does she have a job too? Because I'm essentially like, what I'm doing as a caregiver for my mother, I'm essentially like a stay-at-home mother right now. That's, if that's the way you want to look at it. Or like, I have a buddy who, his wife is a doctor, and when they had children, he gave up his career as a software engineer and became a stay-at-home dad. And so his kid is, she's in, nature guide in town. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It's like funny because it's like when I was like young and in my 20s, actually even younger, what I'm doing right now is like a dream job. Even though I don't have an income, I'm not making any money. It's, yeah, self-employed. I do want to be self-employed though, and I have been self-employed in the past, from time to time. But a lot of that times is that when you grow up in a family of self-employed people, it's the likelihood that you're going to be self-employed is pretty high. Hi. Same for you, yeah. You mean like the being a homemaker as like a dream job, caregiver, or being that you grew up in a self-employed family, and that your likelihood of wanting to be self-employed is really well, hello, Bill. Welcome. Huh. Someone else named Bill here. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that your dad was self-employed. So it's just like, one of the other things I had heard is that if you're a person who's on the spectrum and has autism spectrum disorder, that your best bet in life is to become self-employed. Because, in one fashion or another, to have some kind of a self-employed skill, because when social demands are really hard, and social demands at work are just brutal. Okay, she's almost 60. Yeah. So I'm the same age as your mom. I'm the same age as your mother is, Sam. Pretty much. Or your dad or someone like that. Because my sister is older, and she's she's been a grandmother and has 3 grandchildren, which means my mother has 3 great-grandchildren. Okay, they're the same age. Yeah. So they were older when they had you. Yeah. So like my buddy, when I was talking about, who gave up his job as a software engineer, he was I think he and his wife were 40 when they had that child. And so their child is just entering high school right now. And um, that buddy is my biggest the person who's my biggest art supporter. We've been friends since we're like kids. Yeah. Yeah. '40 when they had you. Yeah. My I think my mom was 27, and my dad was 28. He was, or 20. I think he was 29 when I was born. And my dad was essentially an engineer, and my mom was a school teacher. And you were 42 when you had your oh, you had twins, so you got 2 of them out of the way at the same time. Oh, so you had a son. So you have 3 then. You have 3. So you have twins, and you have, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Care Bear is. Hold on a second. Somebody's yelling at me. Even though I have that little sign on the door that's not quite there yet that says on air, somebody's still yelling at me, so it's all right. You have to have a little sign on that broadcasting now. How many more layers do I put on here? You're a single twin? Have I been off camera this whole time? I have. I've been off frame. I go work on that. Oh, what I wanted to ask you, Karen, is are those hurricanes affecting your ability to vote? Because you live in those states where they do voter suppression and all that kind of stuff. Is that so? So is that going to affect things? Not for you, but what? So down in Florida, it will. So that could be like that October surprise thing that hands the election to the other guy, because they'll say, well, we can't vote here in Florida because the Florida was destroyed, and then they'll do the same for some of these other states, and then, oh well, I guess the House of Representatives gotta go, they gotta decide the election. Mm. Where's my paper towel? Am I out of paper towel? Almost. I'm trying to make a box. So, Zero, have you met Karen? Care Bear part of the cards, Karen? So yeah. So I wonder how many layers I have on here. I think I need just a few more. It kind of feels thin on this side and on that side. So we got to build that side up. And maybe I don't need this paper bag. Well, there you are. So, Zero meet Care Bear. Care Bear meet Zero. And Care Bear is from the other side of the United States. And Zero is from the other side of the United States. Opposite ends of the... but still within the 50 states, but not like in one of the territories like Puerto Rico or Guam. So yeah. So he's like he's a little bit further west than I am. He's in that not like Hawaii. He is on I believe he's from Alaska. And so got those other time zones. And Sam's on the other side of the world. Yeah. Well, I met Karen through a channel on coming out of Ireland. Jackie's Crystal Moon in Ireland, and that's how I met Karen. And then from Care Bear, I met all these other people. But the route actually came through this young lady in San Diego who I think her name was Star Sparrow Tarot, and San Diego, yeah. And there is that. We're gonna go around the bend here then. Just a few more minutes. The Atlantic, huh? So yeah. Well, at least I feel like I can talk and entertain. The last couple nights I have not I've been really struggling to make small talk. Struggling to make small talk. All right, so let's start this one. I'm gonna wrap a whole piece of brown paper yeah, it can be, because that just shows that I'm not a extrovert. But it's like I think that like a lot of content creators are introverts. Maybe, but maybe it's probably possible that you probably have been. Yeah, I kind of am a mixture, because when I went to the funeral on Monday and I was around all my classmates from high school, you wouldn't know that I was an introvert, but you wouldn't know that. And so, and then if you ever saw me bartending, you probably wouldn't. You might be able to see it, that Yeah, yeah. I was like that when I was young too. I actually, Sam, I didn't really start talking to people until I was like 27, and and so when I was like, I think I remember being in like a freshman in high school and going 6 weeks without talking to anybody except for like teachers. It's just so hard sometimes. It's just so hard. So yeah, it was 6 weeks that it went. But that's also like, it's trying to be you're trying to learn to see who you are as an individual, and I was bullied pretty bad at that age, and I remember I had wore these multicolored Converse, and I was like wearing jean jackets and stuff like that. Just stuff that people wore, and but the style at that time at my high school was bell bottoms. Oh yeah, you just just do a lot of practicing. Practice in the room. Practice in the mirror. Make sure you practice a lot. Don't forget about practicing, and then and you'll do fine. And don't worry about failing. And maybe, yeah, I'm sure you'll have a panic attack and all those things. I still have panic attacks when I do public speaking. I don't get nervous doing this. I don't get nervous doing YouTube at all. Actually, I feel really comfortable doing this. Just like I used to feel really comfortable doing theater. I love doing theater. Yeah. Is theater is acting a possibility for you to do, Sam? Because introverts oftentimes are really good. They're good theater people. They're good stage. They're good at that. No acting, so you don't have that available to you, especially but you're in this. You're in the. You're in Spain. You're not in Rome. Well, maybe you should give it another try. When you're a little bit older, if you can have the time when you're a little bit older. But I suspect, Sam, that you're gonna be one of those guys that doesn't want to have children when they're 40 years old, and I have a feeling, Sam, that you're gonna have your first kid before you're 25 years of age. That's that's my that's my prediction. My prediction is that you're going to be married by the time you're 22, and by the time you're 25 you're going to have your first child. So you want to write that down. Yeah, because here's the thing: is this is what I've noticed, is that I had classmates in high school who their parents were in their 60s when they were in their teenage years, and what he said, one of friend buddy Chet, is that he didn't want to be a parent when he was 60 years old, and he had his first child when he was like under 25. Yeah, that's the fortune that I am throwing out there for Sam. And I'm going to throw that out there for everybody else who has parents that are in their 60s and they are now teenagers. I'm going to throw that out there. That's not really a fortune, but that's just... Yeah. Well, thank you, Linda. So do you also have parents that are in their 60s as well? Do you have older parents? Or were your parents kind of younger? I mean, mine were, I was like... Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I didn't have children. People have asked me that question. Why? Why? I have absolutely no answers. I have no answers. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't think there's very many people doing live stream art anyway. Yeah, it's starting to look good, and it's getting close to that. Oh, I'm over that 1 hour mark. So when the paper mache goo is all gone, I'm going to turn the camera off. So I'm just going to keep working this box around here. And then I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to get my mother up and then take mom and the dog out for a walk. My mom hasn't been out of the house for 2 days. She hasn't really felt very good. Every time we go out in the public, it takes just weeks to... Oh, yeah. Well, you know, she has 4 channels. Did you know that? She has 4 channels that she's posting on. And so when I go expand out and I do that next channel, which will be the 4th channel, it'll probably be like in April when I launch it. But it's going to be just straight divination. And so I don't think that any of my fans here are going to really... You don't need to... it's going to be straight divination. I think I'm almost ready to do that. Yeah. Well, Linda, I'm going to be on this channel. I'm going to be doing stuff like this for the time being. But I do want to expand out to do divination, but I'm not going to do it on this channel. And so I'm running in the niche that I'm running in here is arts and crafts, is painting and stuff like that. Oh, okay. I don't have a passport, and it's probably likely that unless things really go south, then I mean, I have a first cousin who lives in Sweden. I have a friend from high school who's offered a spare bedroom to me up in Sweden. And it would be kind of nice. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someday I'll go back to Europe. But gosh, I just hate the airplane. I really just don't like traveling on airplanes. But yeah, that's my I just don't like traveling on airplanes. That's the thing is. And oh, there's the receipt. But yeah. Well, there's the other option. You can go on a boat But what I've heard about when you travel on merchant marine vessels, that yeah. Well, see, what I don't like about airplane travel is it's you can't get up and walk around whenever you want to. You can, but you're kind of stuck on that plane for number of hours until like however long. I mean, because the longest plane ride I went on was from Seattle to Denmark, and Denmark to Tel Aviv, and that was a long trip. And then and I've been to Hawaii a couple times, and so that seemed to be like the farthest I'm willing to travel is like to Hawaii. And but I don't have a passport, so I can't really go outside of the United States anyway. And so let's go do this way, like that. Get some different kind of a cross hatching going on. 6 or 7 hours. Wow, yeah. Yeah. It has been like in the past, my anxieties that have prevented me from going on to airplanes. But the older I get, I'm less anxious about those kinds of things. And yeah, 7 school trip. And so where are you going for 6 or 7 hours? Oh, Prague. It's just like all these places are, where you're just living in all those places where everything happened, where all the stuff that built the American civilization and the Western civilization happened from the Renaissance and all of that, and Prague. And one of my friends of the family, he's younger than me. He was a kid, graduated from high school when he was like 14, and he married somebody from no, not him. His brother married somebody from Prague. Well, I'm getting at the end of this thing of this project is going to be a multi-parter. I think I'm going to leave those tabs on there and leave them long. One of these sides is going to have a bottom. Italy or Prague? Yeah, but you know where you're at, Sam, can't you just take a boat over the mainland? How long would it take you to go by boat to what to port? Would it be? You are on the mainland. You could do that whole trip to Prague on a bus. Of course, it would take several days. Seemed like something really, really important. Lots of things really, really important happened in that neck of the woods. Yeah. Well, you know what? I am, for the most part, I'm out of paper mache goo. Well, when next time you come on, if you remember, Sam, you can tell us all about your presentation, you know, the one that you're very nervous about right now, but the one that you're going to do wonderful on coming up here soon. I'm going to be back on, so I'm just going to go through my schedule here again. I need to get my fingers unglued here. It's like really messy. I should have worn gloves. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do this without getting everything all messed up. So what we are looking at, my fingers are sticking to everything. This is the next one. Yes, practice is good. I'm missing one. I'm missing the one card. I had it here earlier. Just getting frustrated here. It was just here. Maybe it's over here. No. My fingers are all sticky from that glue. Well, there it is. This is my live schedule. So we are doing. This is my live schedule for the time being. It is Tarot Tuesdays at 9 p.m. This Tuesday, I'm going to be crafting some Oracle decks. I have some Oracle decks that I'm working on, and I'm going to be making those this Tuesday. Then I have Random Friday. I don't know what I'm going to do on Friday, but I'm going to do something this Friday at 9 p.m. I have painting projects that I'm working on, and I will be doing Tuesday at 9. So Tuesday at 9 p.m., 9 p.m., not 9 a.m. That's 9 p.m. my time. And so Sunday is the only one that is in the middle of the afternoon for me. So then I like I mentioned earlier, I take as soon as I turn the camera off, I'm on my day off. Oh, so it's midnight there. Okay, yeah. So painting Saturdays, crafting Sundays, and crafting will be like something like this. So maybe this Friday I will get my Legos out that I haven't really like played with until I was like what, 12 years old. Maybe I'll get this box of Legos out and I'll play with the Legos. I might do that or do something totally random. I don't know, but Friday night will be random. All right, you can do Tuesday night then. So I'm going to be working on like I said, I have an Oracle deck that I'm crafting, and then there'll be pop-ups. I'll do pop-ups. Yeah. Then I'll probably do 1 or 2 pop-ups during the week at random times, but I may not, because I have this order of I have this painting order to do. Yeah. So you had your cottage pie, and so Sam is over in your neck of the word. He's down in Spain, and Sandrine is in UK, and yeah, welcome. I will probably try and make one of those cottage or shepherd pies sometime. It looked really tasty what she did. So Sandrine has a cooking channel, Sam, and you should go check her out since you are kind of have similar interests in that. And you've been a relaxing day. Yeah. I'm just about to relax. It's nice out. The rains are coming tomorrow, and I have that. I got a bunch of stuff to do. All right, you got to go now, and I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go start my weekend, my day off, content creation. So yeah. So Tarot Tuesday, and I'm gonna do Oracle deck. Work on my Oracle deck. Random Friday. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. 9 p.m. Painting Saturdays. I'm gonna be painting, and crafting Sundays. Bye, and thank you guys for your support. Oh yeah, and for those who are new looking in, there are these buttons to push. And bye, and have a great day, and good luck, Sam, with your presentation. Bye.